Hello, everyone, and welcome to Padawan Unlimited, a Star Wars Unlimited trading card game podcast. I'm Gil, your host, joined by my spectacular co-hosts for the past couple months, Rob and Corey. How are you guys doing?
Heyo.
Hello there.
Congratulations! 1 year, Padawan Unlimited.
1 year running for Padawan Unlimited, episode 52. So 52 weeks straight of nonstop podcasting. And
that's awesome.
And it has evolved.
Consistency, man.
Yeah, consistency is king. Thank you guys for joining me, being my co-host for the past couple months. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you bringing us on.
I'm sad to see you go now. No, I was kidding.
This is our last podcast, guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh my god. So I won't necessarily go through logistics right now because we'll talk about it at the end of the episode or in the third segment. So if you're new to the podcast, we do segments. The first it's usually logistics and intro, and then we have a collection update segment, a meta segment, and then kind of our main topic, whatever that might be. If it's also your first time listening to the podcast, please remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends. I love this podcast. I love our little community that we have, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in the episode. But we have giveaways. We have raffles. We have all types of stuff. We're celebrating the first year of Padawan Unlimited podcast. We're going to do it with a big bang, I think. Okay, anyway, but before we do that, let's go into our segment collection. Our collection segment. Wow, I'm getting really tongue-tied as usual. Corey, what do you got for us?
Oh, we got the entire set, all the leaders revealed. Apparently, I didn't realize this. You had mentioned it. The FFG, because I was speculating, why would they release the entire, just dump everything out into the ether there, or into the world here for us to see without like any notice? Because they had to have spoiler segments and events coming up and content creators that were excited to spoil cards and show off cards and things like that.
Yeah.
So just doing that was out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, well, maybe they're doing this because they want to give everyone a chance to test and get ready for Galactics.
Yeah.
It's over a month away. And exactly. Sort of. We got everything released to us because there was a leak and someone was not very, they basically broke an NDA and was essentially sharing out the sheet of Star Wars cards and FFG did the right thing and let everyone have the opportunity to see the cards and be on an even playing field to be ready for the Galactic Championships in the end of July. So because of that, we got a whole bunch of stuff, and we got all the leaders that we haven't got to see before. So we got Rey, we got Kylo, we got Barriss.
Barriss. Yep.
We got Anakin.
I was gonna get there. Yep. We got Anakin in a mono white Anakin.
Heroism.
So
right? Yeah.
But yeah, did you guys have any of those new leaders that you particularly stood out for you? Where it's like, oh man, try this.
I feel like I've seen a lot of people try out the Kylo thing, and so I would imagine there's gonna be a lot of upgrade cards that are gonna be bought up in the market. You're gonna see a lot of play, a lot of shadowed intentions. Like stocks going
to
up.
Keep him alive.
So Shadowed Intentions is a card that it's an upgrade card that you stick on a unit that they can't be like captured, defeated, returned, or something like that. It's only 3 cost. We're not going to do too many technical difficulties, but technical things. But like I will say that like you definitely see a jump in the market for a lot of different cards with the full reveal of all these leaders in the last 7 days. Like you're definitely seeing a lot of jumps. So people are doing the collections. Some of the things are be a little more expensive, I think.
Jump on them set 1 cards,
Yeah, so it's I have courtesy of swoostocks.com. They do like from last week to this week.
Yeah.
And they show the top movers and the top movers both ways, I should say.
Yeah.
Going both ways. So the top mover this past week was Fallen Lightsaber. 50% it went up from $10 to $15.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense for Kylo, right?
Right. Well,
just like anything, really, right?
Yeah. Upgrades and obviously lightsabers. We're getting the Force in abundance in the next set.
Yeah. Was that the hyperspace one or just the regular one?
Yeah, the hyperspace.
So again, for anyone who's new to the podcast, this if you're not new to this card game and you don't know what that is, it's a variant art, an alternate art for the main card. It's borderless. It looks like a hyperspace like coming at you.
With the lines.
Yeah, with the lines. They actually look really good. Sorry, Corey, go ahead.
Yeah. No, and the first unit that was actually moving a bunch here is Cobb Vanth. So Cobb Vanth moved from, and this is looks like most of these are the hyperspace versions, by the way.
Yeah.
It moved 36%. So it went from almost a $6 card to an $8 card.
That's a huge jump for that. That's a rare.
36. Yeah, it's a rare. 3 cost, 3/2. When defeated, you get to search 10 cards and
for a 2 cost, right?
Yeah, for 2 costs or less, and discard it. Then you get to play that card from your discard pile for free.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like where the synergy is with that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe there has to be something going on. That's crazy. I mean, that's wild to think about. Like,
I'm curious about that also, because that's a huge jump.
Yeah,
from 1 week to the next.
It doesn't have to be a unit. It can be like an upgrade or like the
Cobb Vanth
event
card. It has to be a unit.
It has to be a unit. So there's some unit synergy there that I'm not seeing right now.
Well, is it the when defeated triggers you get to double with Thrawn? Potentially Thrawn's moving up and people are
it could be
triggering that twice.
It could be some type of recursion thing to get your force units back. Potentially. I don't know. That's interesting. I guess we'll have to see how that rolls out, because I mean we're just speculating now because we haven't really seen any meta shifts. I did see that like
Gunji baby.
Yeah, Gunji man. I did also see that one of the other things from the set 2 I think was Dr. Pershing in the last 24 hours. So we're recording this on a Wednesday night, June 11th, 8:22 p.m., not 11 like usual. Dr. Pershing, the hyperspace version, went up from $14 to $20. So I think we're going to see some card draw, mechanics.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kira's going to be very strong with the new Vader. So like all the staples of Kira's deck are probably going to go up in value.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like Kira, as a leader herself, like Talzin, takes her out. Like in reversal, because like I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I think, and if we think about anything that's like meta, like people will always try to attack what's current, with the new sets, as like part of their testing. But yeah, no, you're right though. Kira is getting way more powerful with some cards out there.
Yeah, and then just in general, like blue green shell is kind of the same. Across different leaders, like there's some variant across the different leaders, but generally all the base cards are the same. So if people are feeling like blue green villain's going to get popular because of legendary Vader, I think all the cards in that kind of shell start to get more expensive, if I had to guess.
Yeah, fair. So aside from cards, I actually got some stuff for my collection. So I went to Store Showdown with Rob this past weekend. And I won a raffle, and I got.
I didn't scrub out on this one either.
I got a display, promotional display.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
So for anyone who's like just listening and not watching the YouTube, it is a Jump to Lightspeed promotional display. It's a little like cardboard cutout thing.
It's hard plastic.
Yeah, hard plastic. I didn't realize that these actually go like on eBay for like $150 to $200. Like that's wild. I mean, I'm not getting rid of this. This is staying on my shelf behind me for eternity. Maybe not behind me directly, but I'm keeping this as a collection item. But it's
a trophy, man. You gotta put it like right behind you. Show it off.
Let's leave it here for now. But
he's got to keep it safe. He's got to keep it secret.
Yeah, keep it safe. I mean, think about like all the stuff that you can collect. That's only going to get harder because they're not reprinting this stuff, right? Like these type of promotional displays, the big,
it's like that floor mat that we were looking at a couple months ago.
The Star Wars Limited floor mat that went for $300 United USD. That's wild to me. There's all these.
I think it was $375 if I remember.
$375. Oh my! I can't.
I know.
I should just taken it when I had the chance, like a long time ago. So anyway, collection is broad. There's also an Instagram like Star Wars Unlimited collector. He or she buys like all the things you could potentially imagine with Star Wars Unlimited, like all the little token things, like used boxes. So like there's a market out there for people who just like collect these things, or like if you have stuff just hanging out, think about it. If you want to like, make some money, I guess. I don't know.
Make some dollars.
Yeah. But any other going back to the cards, any other movers that you think we need to be worried about, Corey?
If you're a Vader player, Bombing Run is moving up.
Oh yeah, well,
tell me more.
Yeah, so Bombing Run is a 3 cost, I believe. 5 cost, sorry.
No,
5 cost, and it does 3 damage
Yeah.
to everything in the arena. So if you choose
pick an arena.
ground or space, everything. That's your units as well, but as a Vader player, everything's lower than 3, right? It's 3 or less, most likely. And this is Vader 4, the pilot Vader that we're talking about. And so you're swarming your space arena. You could have potentially 7-8 units with tokens, and then Bombing Run comes out and they're all gone. Everything is dead.
Oh, Bombing Run.
That jumped up. The hyperspace specifically jumped up 21% from last week.
Yeah,
so.
$5, $6. That's pretty big. That's a huge jump, especially for Star Wars Unlimited, because these cards don't really ever like make moves. So like to see the spikes and the dips or valleys or whatever, like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think with the new set, it's interesting to see, like we were talking about earlier, to see how these cards are moving within the market and what's becoming more valuable in the different decks and things like that. So, but yeah, and then the last one I would mention is Force Lightning. I think that one.
Oh, we talked about that.
It's a legendary.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, I love that card. I wish it was more, playable. But
it will be now.
But I was gonna say, but with this set, it's gonna be playable, and we could see it a lot. So I'm excited that that's a big mover for the hyperspace specifically. Again, it's a 20% movement from last set, and what that one does, just as a reminder, is a 1 cost red black, and you choose a unit, it loses all of its abilities. But if you control a force unit, you can then pay. Any number of resources, one resource deal 2 damage per resource you pay.
What?
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Wild. Yeah, well, because there were no force units to really, there are, but they weren't common enough in Villain for it to be consistent. So it was like, okay, pay 1 to like potentially remove abilities, but if you don't have a cheap force unit out, then you weren't going to be able to do it. Now there's going to be a ton of cheap force units. You're like, cool, remove all this stuff.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, I remember playing Red Palp and using that card to defeat a Avenger, and that felt real good.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 cost. Yeah, it's 5 cost removal. So.
I mean, awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for that. Like for example, someone flips Kylo. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like immediately for 1 cost, as long as you have something on the board. Okay, so collections are becoming a little more complicated now with the new set comes out, with the new set coming out. So, and I think some of these are only going to get higher and higher and higher. So like, set 1 Luke legendary unit.
Yeah.
It's going to be expensive again.
It's
always been expensive.
I mean, he's always been expensive.
Yeah, he's on the uptrend. So.
Yeah, so if you're in, I guess get him now, or if not, then wait until they rotate out of this, like set 1, 2, 3 rotate out in like 8 months, and then maybe buy them at a discount. I know some people have like started to buy play sets of things, like all the Jedi lightsabers that they could get, because like they don't want to, they don't want to wait until the set actually officially comes out and people are buying it up. So, all right, well, thank you for that update, Corey. Appreciate that as always. And I love that we're adding some numbers to the segment. I think some people might want to be a little bit more interested in that as well, not just talking about like our own personal collections. Which, by the way, I actually got a lot of cards. Like I've been like slowly adding to my set 1 list. So I'm now only missing, not counting showcases, 175 cards from set 1 for the master set. So this includes like
awesome.
The hyperspaces, the foils, hyperspace foils. So out of like 1,000 cards, I'm only down to 175. I'm gonna even celebrate.
That's impressive, Gil.
Yeah,
gotta do it. We gotta. I was gonna say we gotta celebrate when you hit that master set.
Yeah. Oh, which also, by the way, I'm gonna like set up in the Discord. Like I have so much bulk, like not bulk, but like a lot of like extra like weekly plays, hyperspaces, foils, hyperspace foils. I'm not trying to sell them, but like I'm gonna set it up. I think in our Discord that if you have a list of things that you're missing, if I have them, just pay for the shipping, and I'll send them to you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these are just like comments on comments or whatever, and I'm not trying to make money, but like they're just gonna sit there doing nothing. You know what I mean? So like
exactly, you might as well go to someone who's going to use
yeah,
them. For sure.
I'd love to help our little community grow their collections. You know.
And I love seeing that people on our Discord are telling their friends, telling their coworkers, and getting them into the game.
I can't believe. So Puffing Irrit is a guy who's on our Discord. He introduced a person, a friend, a coworker or a friend to Star Wars Unlimited.
Coworker, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and did we talk about this last week? They pulled on their first pack, Carbonite pack ever, like a serialized card.
We talked about it.
Oh my god, that's amazing. And then I saw them. They're going to Store Showdown this weekend, and they bought like all this stuff. Like, oh,
That's awesome.
So happy.
Love it.
One more friend for us all.
I was gonna say, if anybody needs set 3 bulk, I've got plenty of it.
We all do.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's move on to the meta.
Let's do it.
Rob, tell us more about.
Tell us more about our showdown.
What's going on with the local? I guess we'll talk about local metas.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are kind of going into the tank for that all of set 4 got dropped.
Set 5.
Or set 5, sorry, yeah, set 5. But it's been interesting. I mean, I've started as Gil saw, I started playing Boba Data Vault. Gil brought out the blue green Obi-Wan this week. Or this weekend,
my boy Obi.
And
Obi want to win.
Yeah. Well, and as it turned out, it is all Data Vault, all Tarkin Town meta basically at this point.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
We went to Store Showdown. It was like 10 people, and we had 2 Quinlan Tarkin Towns, 1 Cad Tarkin Town, and then not all of the rest, but a majority of the rest were Data Vault decks.
Yeah.
So it was quite heavily skewed for those bases for sure. But it was a good time. I was playing, as I said, Boba Data Vault, Boba 4 Data Vault, and Gil, you were playing Obi-Wan Green, Obi-Wan Data Vault.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and we both managed to get into the top 8. So as I mentioned before, spoiler alert, I did not scrub out, and neither did Gil. So we did okay going into this. We did get to top 8.
Yeah,
and then we immediately scrubbed out after that.
I'm not upset. I'm upset, but I'm not upset. But that I didn't get to top 4 because like the guys who were there, I beat all of them in Swiss pretty much, and the only person I lost to that also scrubbed out like. It's because I was making so many bad misplays, which I did a Patreon post about it, about the experience. Like, I could have done it, but I can't blame him. Like, if I'm going to lose somebody, I lost to Glue, who is a great player, one of the best Quinlan Tarkin Towns players in the area, and he's consistently like gotten done like right outside the top 8 for planetary qualifiers, like multiple of them at this point. Like, he's a pretty good player. So if I was going to lose somebody, at least I lost someone who's cool and actually good, and I can't beat hand destruction, so I actually tweaked the deck a little bit to deal with hand destruction better, so that if I do take it to
experience at the showdown, or was it for the showdown?
This is after the show. After the showdown.
After the showdown.
Yeah, I tweaked it to so if I go to I guess one of the last planetary qualifiers in the next couple weeks, I can like take down a Quinlan. I won game 1. I just couldn't. He hand destructed me for 2 other games. Like it was bad, but.
Triple force throw hurts, bro.
Oh my god, triple force, yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that happened to me in the match that I lost just before the top 8. I won 2-1, but the loss was I got 3 force throws in a single round, and I was anticipating getting force thrown. This is the thing, I knew it was coming, and I was holding cards, and I still got completely hand destructed.
So here's what I'll say. Like, I guess as a strategy, since we're talking about meta for like store showdowns, every kind of store does it a little bit differently sometimes. Like, you can't expect that your local, like the local game stores are going to all have the same set of rules and how they function. Some store showdowns are like best of 1. We had one of those. We just so happen to play this past weekend a best of 3, right? For 3 Swiss rounds, so there was like a little more consistency there. But like, you have to really tune your deck to your local meta. You can't just like get like the regional qualifier winners deck and bring it to your local meta and expect to win. like because
every local store has certain players that frequent it, and the showdowns, and the people in the area they're gonna have certain play styles. So just like North America and Europe, right? The European meta is completely different than what the North American one is, and you just like, oh, this won a PQ in France. That does not mean you're gonna come and take that deck and do well at your showdown.
The European meta is so much more like diverse, and like I would have such a hard time going to Europe and like
you went there.
No, I mean I did, but I mean like if I was going to go into their planetary qualifiers, I feel like I'd have no idea what to play because I'm like
everything's winning over there.
Yeah, everything's winning. It's like
every deck.
Anakin Nobbit Village. I mean, like I don't know. Sorry, but Corey, you also went to a store showdown this past weekend as well.
I went to a showdown as well, and it was also a best of 3 Swiss rounds, and I top 8'd, but there were 7 of us, so, so I couldn't not top 8. And I also played a glue in that match, and I felt like Tarkentown anything really was going to be really tough for me as a Vader player. I played Vader Blue, which I've been enjoying a lot. I've been playing a lot of that. So I was like, oh, do I go to Sabine? Because Sabine, so consistent. But I was like, we're just having fun. We already made top 8. Let's just play the Vader Blue. And as you said, Glue's got the Tarkentown Quinlan deck and is very good at it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to be my most like challenging matchup, because anything that pings basically just kills all of your tokens all the time. And a lot of the units are 2/1s or whatever. So
yeah,
everything is Glue has a lot of experience against the Vader, the Vader
in general, right?
Yeah.
Well, I will say I felt like I had a pretty good match, I should say, because we went to 3 games. I had a pretty good match, but I completely punted the 3rd game. Like it was
really,
it was so bad. It was so bad. And Malevolence, I will say, is a all-star in this deck.
Yeah,
it is so good. But like I had it. So he was building his ground, which was fine. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna burn him down before he does anything, because I think I maybe had 5 on my base at the time, and he had a bunch of ground. He had like Kira's and Ahsoka and Quinlan, obviously. I think he had that ambush, the 3-1
sharpshooter. Oh no, 3-1.
So he had
like
a hidden sharpshooter.
Hidden sharpshooter.
It's a 4/2, right?
Whatever it is.
The Eager Escort Fighter, the 4-1. Like
not that one, because it was on ground. It was on ground.
Oh, then it was probably the hidden sharpshooter.
But I forget exactly what it was called. But he had all those things on the ground, a lot of damage, ready to go. But he also had, I think, a A-Wing and a Disabling Fang Fighter. Had a bunch of stuff, but I was slamming base, doing fine. I had the clone
combat
card, the green
Combat Squad.
Thank you. I had that one out there, and it's a 3/3. But in my head, for some reason, I thought I had it buffed, and because he then he cleared whatever I had, so it went down to a 3/3. And I was like, well, he's only got 22 damage, or 20 on. He only needs 2 more damage. I think it was. He was at 23 or 22, whatever it was. The clone was gonna kill it, and so I was like, oh, I'll just claim here. I had resources and I had units to play with those resources to buff even more.
Yeah.
And there's no way he was going to be able to manage 2 units. If I had just 2 units on my board, I win this game. And I was like, oh, I'll just claim and I'll win the game. Completely forgetting my card just went down to a 3/3, and he's got the Fang Fighter ready to go and clears my combat clone. And then I had nothing to play the next round, and that was it. I was like, well, damn, I totally just punted that away, because again, I had the units in my hand, I had the resources to play them, and I was just like not thinking about the fact
got in your head about it.
Yep, I was like, oh, I just won this game. I was like, it completely turned off all of the other options that were possible, because it's like, oh, I got this, and he found a way to win, and that was definitely on me for not thinking it all the way through, but he played a great game and had put himself in a position to take advantage of a mistake, and one mistake like that can turn the table and knocked me out of top 4. So but yeah, it was a great game. I loved it. Like, a lot of fun. All the matches were great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say I played Han Green, and I think Vader Blue has a good matchup in that. Although the player may have made a bunch of misplays in that game, but didn't have any struggles there. And I played the mirror with a yellow Vader against V, and it was close. I felt like I should have got the first game, and I just drew nothing. Like
Really?
complete trash. Like, oh, here's my one cost, 1/1 here, and just like, oh yeah, cleared. It just couldn't do with it, and then I didn't do well in the second game. So
yeah.
That was the story of my matches against Kira Data Vault. I got him to 30 twice, and then drew nothing but 1 and 2 costs, and couldn't keep anything on the board long enough to do that last little bit before he stabilized.
I hear that. Yeah, I've been
Versus the Data Vault.
Been in that situation before. Okay, real quickly actually. So talking about Store Showdowns and that experience, any early predictions for the meta as it goes to set 5? Maybe like your one prediction. We're actually pretty good with that. I feel like the podcast itself has been pretty good with predictions.
We usually have a good take here and there once in a while.
Once in a while. Hey, look, broken clocks twice, right twice a day, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of people play things like I feel like it's very obvious Han 2 from set 2 that cheats out big units is going to see a lot of early play. I do see a lot of like I said before, Kylo Ren leader as well because of the upgrade thing, his ability. The new set 5. Yeah, new set 5 Kylo leader. I also do see a lot of Mother Talzin play coming out.
That's one I was going to shout out. I think Talzin seems pretty cool for control players.
I think for me, if I was going to predict something, I think we'll see some surprising play from Barriss Offee.
Yeah.
And I say that because Barriss Offee, her ability is if you use the Force, you could play an event card one that make it cost 1 less. And so if you think about that, you could potentially play like Overwhelming Barrage on 4 resources, for example. Get that board clear earlier, right? So I think that there's some play there that is going to surprise people. I mean, heck, you could have her, Jabba, and a trick that costs 0. You know what I mean? Like for a turn.
Trick that costs 0. Yeah.
Cycling it.
Yeah, so like you could do a lot of things that turn.
Waylay for 1.
Yeah, or you could use what's his name? Sand Hill, who like exploits, and then you can like ready resources for all the units you defeated that turn. Yep. Like there's a lot of things that I think work potential here. So that's my prediction. I think you're going to see some interesting Barriss Offee play. Maybe not right away, but eventually someone's going to figure her out.
Yeah, the fact that you can cheat something out, like we've talked about it with units. Anytime you can cheat units out, Han 2, Han 1, even Boba, like with the readying resources, cheating things out early is always a good thing. Exploit has not panned out as well as I thought it was going to, but that requires like you have units on the board. Here we're just basically doing one thing, which we usually will have the Force and have the ability to get the Force to cheat something out. That sounds like it's going to be real tough to manage. But I like it. I think people are way too down on Kit Fisto. I don't know what
I was about to say. I think Kit's front side
I like him. I think
good.
It's interesting. I don't know. That's
probably because he failed in the movies. Yeah, so they're just like, I don't want to deal with this guy ever again.
A loser in the movie. Oh my god! It's like he looks so badass, and then he just gets jobbed by Darth Sidious.
But it's not exactly, but it's basically having Daring Raid like always on. Because as long as you're able to attack with a Force, and you're going to do nothing but fill your deck with Force units, right?
It's
so like
Jedi, I think.
Oh, Jedi. Sorry, but it's like as long as you attack with a Jedi, okay, there are a million Jedi coming,
and there are vehicle Jedi units.
So it's like as long as you attack with something that's a Jedi, you have Daring Raid that just can't hit base. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. His flip is a little underwhelming, right? Like he's a 1/6 on, but he flips on 5. And like, I don't know. I mean, I think he could be good. He gets +1 for every other Jedi unit. So right, so you already put out a bunch of Jedi units. So like, he just kind of gradually gets better.
I could imagine some world where like you have him, you have like
Red 5
potentially, or like the new Rey unit that does 2 damage when you draw her to unit, and then also base.
Mm-hmm.
The new Mace Windu.
Yep.
Or even old Mace Windu from set 1, who can like
because it weakens it up. Yep.
Like there's a lot. I think you're right. There's like a lot of play. Yeah, Kit Fisto is wild.
I think there's more there than what people initially were. Because I think initially a lot of people were down like right away. Like, this is the worst leader ever. I was like,
yeah,
what?
a 1/6 flip on 5 like seems underwhelming. But I think that front side ability is very strong, particularly if you're playing off curve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one I think that's going to be really interesting, honestly, is Anakin. Being able to play villainous events, right? Or
any event, any non-unit villain card that's no tax. Card.
Yeah. And all you have to do is use the Force to activate it. Like you're getting overwhelming barrage and heroic. You're getting Power of the Dark Side. You're getting so many like really core identity villain cards that suddenly now are crossing over into heroic. I think he might be really strong. And the other thing about that is that like when you think about it, you're not locked to whatever the other color of your base is, right? Because it's just any villainous card. You don't pay any aspect penalty. It's just the villainous aspect penalty. It's for any color. So it's just like play it at cost for Force.
Yeah,
I do think good. You want blue because the Anakin unit is blue.
But you can also just put in overwhelming barrage because it doesn't matter.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for your other cards, you still need a bunch of other cards.
Yeah, for your base.
Yeah, and so for your base, you want blue. I think, and there's a deck tech on our Discord about for it because the Anakin unit is pretty strong. Like that is essentially another Luke unit and what it can do is it can get 2 things. Like you get a white and a black card and you discard. You just killed 2 things. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, that is crazy. So that's a good one, Rob. I really like that. I'm excited to see where that later comes out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think he's just straight up powerful. Like like the when you just look at it, and even his stat line and his flip isn't really all that bad either. So I mean, he comes out on 6, right? No, he comes out on 5. He comes out on 5.
Yeah, pretty solid. And then Anakin
5 or 6, and then he can still do it. He can still do it on as an action. It's just,
yeah,
he's gonna be disgusting.
Speaking about disgusting, I think we've used a lot of time. No, I was kidding. No, we let's move on to the next, the last part of the podcast, which is whatever main topic we're talking about. And today it's just really talking about, well, not just free stuff, but just like celebrating Padawan Unlimited Podcast for 1 year of nonstop content creation. I guess every Thursday. Where did we come from? It was just like a dream. Some guy, aka this guy that I'm pointing at, Gil, was like, I really love this game. I want to talk about it. And all my episodes used to be like these 10 to 15 minute like dinky episodes, just me talking about Star Wars Unlimited, and having like two people listen to it, one of them being me.
I think the other one was Sam.
Yeah, probably Samantha. So who's not my wife. My wife's name is Stephanie, but that is my sister-in-law, Samantha, and and then a couple of close friends. So really, like every episode would have like handful of downloads, but as time has gone on, we're at the point 1 year later where every episode is downloaded around 250 times, so which is huge for a podcast, especially a very niche one like this. So shout out to all you listeners out there. Thank you so much for your support. It's very motivating, and just it's inspiring that that you're listening. So I really appreciate that. And not only have we done the podcast, right? Created a YouTube channel which has 300 subscribers. Again, all organic. No, didn't really buy anything, or like it's not like I post outside of the podcast very often. So like it's slow and steady growth there. Which, by the way, at 500 we're gonna do a giveaway. for
huge
a
giveaway.
huge giveaway for a convention pack. So again, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And we have an Instagram with over 100 followers, which is really cool. Which is bigger than some of the other content creators out there already. So that's actually pretty exciting. Like Blonde Sabine. We have like just as many followers as hers on her Instagram, which, by the way, her content's really great too. And we have a Blue Sky that Corey manages, that we have.
I try to.
No, heck, man, I log into that and I'm like, what news do we have? I'm like, you know, so I do even get my feeds from that because I don't always actively manage it, right? So again, just a lot of like growth. Oh, and a Patreon and a podcast, Patreon and a Discord now too. And the Discord has like 40 people on there. We have deck techs. I'm gonna start doing that trade stuff. On there.
Play test with us.
Play test.
People wanting to play test.
Yeah, I play tested the other night with somebody who wanted to check out Mother Talzin while I'm trying out like a Yoda deck that I'm building for set 5.
Yoda?
Yeah, Yoda, man. Yoda's gonna slay. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna play Yoda.
Back predictions.
I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
I'm gonna do all Yoda next set. No, I was kidding. And so again, all slow, steady growth, but at the big scheme of things, it's very healthy stuff. Like, you know, we have a good, solid community of listeners out there that are really friendly, at least for that I've met. Maybe we have some jerks out there. I don't know, but it's been really nice to meet all of you, and I hope that I get to. If I haven't met you, I meet you soon. Which, by the way, if you want to do something like that, maybe maybe I can fly out to do a PQ near your area, join a Discord, or send me an email at gil@padawanunlimited.com, and let's see if we can make that happen. I think one of my next targets in terms of visiting is St. Louis. I might go to San Francisco. I might try to do like a West Coast thing, maybe something in Canada. I don't know. We'll see. Right?
So many options out there.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So you guys haven't really been here for the entire full year, but Rob, you were one of my first guests, actually. So we'll start with you. Like, how is it? How has this experience been? Like, for the past couple months, at least. I don't know. Like, are you like, Gil, I'm so tired of you, bro. Like, I'm tired of hearing your voice.
No, definitely not. No, it's been a lot of fun, and obviously, I've known all of you guys for a long time, so it's just like for us, I think it's like just kind of getting together and hanging out a little bit to some extent, and talking about something that we enjoy, and it's been great to see that other people kind of want to, frankly, hear us bullshit. It's been great, and I'm someone who really enjoys playing games, and whether that's, this game or board games or whatever. And so when you get me started on something like this, like, I will dive deep. So this is kind of giving me an outlet to like start to go into like the crunchy numbers and things like that. Even though, like I said, even though I am terrible at this game, I love the theory behind it. I just can never do it in real life, it feels like.
No, yeah. I remember like first playing you in the past, like you had such a good solid foundation and understanding of the game that I was like, I can't beat your hide in red. How do I do this? It was really so. No, that's definitely been fun growing in the game with you. And Corey, like you, I know you're a little more like later entry into the at least this podcast and stuff. So like, are you tired of me yet? Are you tired of us?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I show up every week to talk to you guys, so I can finally be like, this is the day I'm going to tell them off. No, it's been awesome. I think Rob was saying, just echoing the same things. Like, we know each other from, before I knew you were doing a podcast. I got to play you in a, what is it, Mythicos? We played, it's the first ever time I played an event. It was against you, actually, Gil.
Yeah, no.
That's right. I got you guys, and you guys hated each other.
This guy, Corey was like,
we touched your cards.
He was like, be gentle. This is my first time playing. He's like, I've only done Force Table. I have no idea what I'm doing. And he just whoops me with Sabine. He plays Sabine Green. Okay.
Well, hey, I mean, as a new player, we've talked about this. You got to start with the aggro.
You're right. You are. You're right. You do have to do it. But it
was funny because I was like, like Leia. This like, 'cause you played Leia, right?
I did play Leia. Leia.
Yeah. So I was like, oh no, this is gonna be terrible for me because he's gonna out aggro my aggro.
Nope. As it turns out, Sabine's the fastest aggro deck.
Yeah. I mean, this was early too, but that's when Bobo was out, and Bobo was just wrecking,
Oh my god.
So green. Yeah. But it was ECL Boba still was the thing. That was crazy because back then, like I always thought, like, oh, these 25-point bases are just terrible. Why would we ever want to lose 5 points for one little action?
Yep.
And yeah, look at they're still playing them. We're still playing Tarkin Town. We're still playing ECL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Set
Heck,
one.
even Shield Generator was
Security complex.
Security complex is showing up. Yeah.
That's wild. So a lot has changed in the year, but not everything has changed. So let's. One of the things that I want to do in part of this, in terms of this celebration, is like Corey had alluded to. Let's do some giveaways.
Definitely.
So
I do want to just shout out a couple of
Yeah.
my like highlights from the podcast itself, and
sure.
I think the market one you did when the prestige cards come out, that episode blew up. It was really cool. We kind of touched on market stuff today. I think that a lot of people like that, so I would definitely love to see more of that in the future, especially with new sets and things like that and new prestige cards. It'd be cool to kind of track some of that stuff. I thought that was a really cool episode.
Thanks.
I would like to see some more of our like leader ranking episodes. I think that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we need to go do that again.
Because Rob missed it last time.
Yeah,
so
Rob
gotta get you in there.
I know.
We'll do it for the set 5 predictions and see what happens. We'll keep it short.
I was gonna say I did really enjoy our conversation with Jonah too. I thought that was
definitely
really
shout that out, sure.
Yeah. So if you haven't, if you're new to this episode, to the Padawan Unlimited Podcast, go back in history and
there's a lot of great content out there.
Some good content. No, for sure. Okay, so let's do some giveaways. The first thing I want to do is give away this from 2 weeks ago. It's a villainy aspect pin, still sealed in the plastic. We had a form given out 2 weeks ago, and to people to raffle off today, and then we're going to do some more stuff. We had 22 responses, which I was surprised that it was only 20. I mean, that's still a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, it's just a free aspect pin, so I was like, why not? Anyway, so we had 22 responses, so I'm gonna do a random generator right now to see random generator.
These aspect pins are pretty like rare, I would say. They were only given out at cons and Star Wars events. You had to do something like, I think, play with the designers to get them.
Yeah.
So I think you could get them at Gen Con a little easier. I don't really think people realize.
You could get them at Gen Con. They were giveaways for people who went to the panels.
Okay. So So again, you did need to put some work in to get them. And yeah, they're pretty cool. I think they're awesome. I want to get the complete set. I only have 2, so I only have the cunning and the villainy pins. But I would love to get the full set at some point.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully for one of our listeners, this is the start of their collection if they don't have it yet, or finishes theirs off. So the winner is Patrick Diss. So Patrick Diss, congratulations. I'm going to get this sent this out to you within the next couple of days. I'm going to contact you via your email to get your contact information and shipping information so that we can get this aspect pin to you. Thank you for listening, Patrick. Thank you for your support, and I hope you enjoy this prize. Okay, the other stuff that we have here to give away, and we'll fill out I'll have a form for this as well. So just high-level stuff, like I'm going to have check boxes for each of these items that we're about to give away. So you can either select all or select a few to like limit your chances a little bit more to what you really want. Because I think we should all, give you the choice, 1 or 2 or everything. So the first set of stuff we're going to give is I have these event exclusive cards. So a Luke Skywalker event exclusive from year 1 of the game, as well as Darth Vader. Right? They're leaders from set 1, event exclusives. They're hyperspace.
I was going to say that's the only way you could get the hyperspace.
It's the only way you can get the hyperspace cards. So I have 2 of these, one of each, and then also another event exclusive Grogu from last year's Gen Con,
nice.
Or the events, convention events where you get those. So this is a set of 3 cards that you can enter to win, and that is one of the giveaways. I think it's a fun one because like not everyone can go to these conventions, so I'd love to just
absolutely
have the ability for people to get them. The next thing I want to give away is I have the Sector Qualifier promotional cards. So the only way to get them were as a sector or regional qualifiers. So, for example, this is an Agent Callus card. The one that most people probably have is or play is the Han Solo rare card. They are foiled cards. You're going to get the full set of these, right? Admiral Akbar, Chewbacca, Agent Callus, Red 3. This is valued somewhere around $50 to $60, I think, like as a set, but individually it can go for like $10 to $20 depending on the card. This is also going to be available to you for the raffle as well. So hopefully, if you're looking for those, like again, completing that collection, and you're not going to these events, hope you enjoy this whenever I ship those out. And then finally from me, I have a Piet pack. So what I want to do here is these are from the regional qualifiers. These are event exclusive products. Again, not that FFG gave them to me. This is for my own. This is for my own stock, I guess. So one of them is Piet sleeves, regional qualifier. Again, sealed in its original plastic. If you're a collector, it's still there. And then also a box, a deck box of Piet. Right, so this is Star Wars Unlimited deck box. Again, also in its original plastic. I'll do my best to ship it so that it doesn't get ruined. It survives. I'll put it in a box. I'll actually put it in a box, like so it's protected. But this is my Piet pack. I'll probably throw in like the Piet leader as a card, just as a thank you, as well. So we have those three. We have these items so far as giveaways. Again, leading to like bigger and greater things. Really, just want to show your support. A little bit of everything. For you guys, and I think Cora, you have something as well.
It'd be fun to for you guys. If you don't have them, I'm gonna give away the 4 bases. It's kind of hard with my camera, if you can see, but they're in foil. So all 4 of the rare bases from Jump to Lightspeed in foil. So you have the Thermal Oscillator, Nabut Village, Data Vault, and Colossus in foil. So that would go to someone. All 4 of those, and then I also have a Prestige Home 1, which is a legendary, the foil version.
Wow, nice.
To give away to someone as well.
I don't even think I have that card either.
Thank you to listen.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Corey. Thanks for your generosity. So, again, we have a variety of stuff. I'm going to list out a form out there with like each of these individual things so you can like apply to be in each one. Also, if you enter this raffle, your entry will count as 50 entries to the convention pack raffle. So if you don't know what this is and you just you haven't been listening to Padawan Unlimited for a while, when we get to 500 YouTube followers, I am raffling off a 2024 convention pack, which has all the like villainy Force units. There's 5 cards in there. It's like,
units.
Yeah, Ventress, Vader, Palpatine, Kylo, and Maul, right? So that is, and Dooku. And Dooku, Count Dooku. Once we get to 500, all the OG listeners, so people who've been listening for a while, they had opportunity to get entries months ago, like 100, like per. This is another tranche of voting. So like if you enter this one, you're going to get 50 entries into that raffle as well. So it's additive. So if you if you added to the last one, and then you go to this one, now you'll have 150 entries for that raffle. Because we're gonna get to the point where I hopefully want to get to the point where we can do spoilers. We get big enough that like I can actually give bigger and better like products to you guys. For example, carbonite boxes. Like that's where
start with packs, but
that's where I want to get to. You know, like that's where I want to get to.
Why not?
Yeah, just absolutely. Shoot high. You know, just trust in the Force. Like let it happen. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean that's us because again I appreciate all you. I know that Corey and Rob also appreciate you as well. Appreciate you all as well. We talk about it all the time. This is like things we do for fun, and we wouldn't be able to do it without your support and listening. So, I guess this is the end of the episode. I don't want to keep spinning my wheels, you know, and like just like vamping for vamping's sake. But before I go, any final words from you gentlemen?
Oh, it's been a great year of Padawan Unlimited, Gil. Thank you so much. I will say, like I've said before, you are one of the hardest working podcast SWU content creators that I've seen. So really love the hustle and, proud to be a part of this journey with you. So thanks for bringing me along.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, same here, man. I mean, it has been a blast, and I'm excited. I'm honestly one of the things I think I'm most excited about going forward, coming up for us is being at Galactics with you guys, and potentially running into some listeners while we're out there.
Yeah, and we're gonna have we'll have stuff out there too. So
yeah.
I think
we hope.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Rob. Again, thank you all for listening. Appreciate you. One awesome year of Star Wars Limited trading card game podcasting, and here's to many more years. Until next time, may the Force be with you.